Hello guys, today I'm going to show you the steps that you need to take in order to create your own epic uplifting track. So let's start in the intro. So the intro, I usually use a solo cello and the piano to bring out the melody. As you can see, the piano is following the chord progression, while the top part is making the melody. Also, the cello is doing its second melody, but overlapping the first melody, and they will mingle together in the later stage of the intro, like so. Also added some viola harmonic section in order to get that frequency and that warm sound in the middle. As you can see, it's very low on volume and expression. I could go maybe a bit higher in order to flesh out the sound, but you don't want to exaggerate on this because the intro is supposed to be very calm. Also, also following the piano root line in the chord progression and the root key, I added some bass layers and some cello layers as well. Again, keep in mind the expression volume should be at the minimum because you will want it to increase it throughout the track. As you can see, it increases in volume each second 2 bars. Okay, now let's start with the build-up. The build-up has the same instruments as we saw previously, with the addition of about 5-6 different instruments and pots that I'm going to show you right now. So the second shy violin is going to be our first and main contendant. So this wheel is increasing in order to bring out the same melody that was added previously in the intro section over to the build-up and then over to the climax. Now for the bread and butter of this trap of tracks, the ostinato pattern. So I made this single pattern. There's a lot of ostinato patterns that you can make, but I found this to be the most corresponding to my chord progression. So here's how it sounds like. Keep in mind the same effect will follow. Keep the expression at a low volume. Do not enter your staccatos out of the blue on the uplifting track. Keep adding instruments as you feel like it, but make them in order to make sense. For the second part in the first build-up, I started adding some French horns, trumpets, and trombones. They also follow the harmonic section in the chord progression towards the melody. Keep in mind, these different colors are articulations, so do work with different articulations which will bring your track more alive and more realistic. So let's start with the second section of the build-up. Now, this second section has every single instrument previously added again, but now I have tubas and chimbassis following the bass layers and the cello layers on the root notes of the chord progression. Here's how they sound like. In the second part, I also didn't copy because I wanted to make something uplifting. So I went up on the scale and I did a uplifting progression in order for the big drop to come along. Also in this part, I added my first layers of trumpets. Now, this first part means it's playing in marcato. The other part are playing in staccato, which follow the ostinato pattern that we have on our violas and violins. So let's play that. Now let's go to our first climax. So all the instruments right now should be at least at 80% volume and a bit harsher dynamics and harsher expression. Also, you need to add something new. So in this instance, I added some choir, also added some gongs for each beat. So here's how everything sounds together. I divided my choir into two parts. The first part is my males section, which plays a lower octave, and then I do have a female section which plays a higher octave. Now, this can still be changed because they are playing in marcato, and I will need some staccato choirs on these little bits. So this track is still under construction, but it should give you a general feel and way that you want to do it. Okay, so this is the last section of the climax, which I took out the ostinato pattern because I wanted a more depressing feel in order to create more tension to the next climax. Because you need to break your tension. You cannot have a full climax of like a minute half long without any tension breakers or anything new. And I wasn't really bringing anything new to the table, so I decided to create a tension breaker. So this is my tension breaker. So in the first climax, we were playing F, C, C sharp, and C again. But in this new part, I'm playing C, G, G sharp, and G. So it's the same melody, but in different keys. But it follows the same chord progression. So you need to make these slight changes in order to make it a little bit more interesting. Also, I added the choir to do some second melodies on the second part, like here. So this is still under construction because there's a lot of marcato stuff going on and we want some variation. Now, for the outro section, I completely fell in love with a track from Sword Art Online called Swordlands, and the outro section of that track is quite similar, or I might say mine is quite similar to that one. Even though that one is slower and that's a little bit different, I still follow the same chord progression and I try to mimic a little bit of the feeling that it gave me. It's still the same chord progression. For the effects, I added some booms in the intro section and then some hits in the build-up section along with some pulses. Now, keep in mind, this is completely optional. You can just add your stuff in order to give it more energy, more feel, and a more live experience. But this is mostly trial and error. So I wanted you to focus on the orchestral section first. And even though it lacks percussion, I already have a good foundation because this is a project I've been working on for quite a while now. And I hope that you learn some from it. So now I'm going to play everything together. Hope you enjoy. you have it. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from my video. Keep in mind this is still under construction because this is a project I've been working on, like I said, for a while now for someone. So this is gonna be not released so soon, but here you have it. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. If you have any further questions about anything, please let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.